guys, what's up? My name is Jeannie May, and this is Mondays with Maybay. As most of you already know, we do a weekly segment where I just kind of talk about my life and go through any advice I have for you or any structure or any details. Last week, I dropped a video kind of telling you what to expect moving forward. I do want to start reshaping Mondays with Maybay a little bit to get off of me so much and more on God and more on purpose. Because I do feel like I lost my way a little bit along the way last year, but I also feel like in today's society we have such a need for direction and purpose, and we have such a need for belonging and trying to fit in and trying to stay current with the next fad or whatever. And I just want to encourage you to just be yourself. That's why I'm here today, completely raw, real, with my natural hair and no makeup. And I wanted you to see the real Jeannie May, because I've been afraid to see the real Jeannie May for a while now. I've been afraid of my own emotions. I've been afraid of my own feelings. I've been afraid of me because I don't know who I am anymore. I lost myself so much in social media. A lot of you already know my story, but for those of you that don't, briefly, I've been a model for the past 16 years now. And I lost myself on that path. And when I became a social media influencer, I was only posting stuff to stay relevant. I was only posting stuff to stay with the next trend. I was only posting stuff my fans wanted to see. I wasn't even doing stuff that I wanted to do anymore. I was simply just doing requests at that point and traveling to shows that I didn't really care to go to. I was just going to because my fans wanted me to go to, which I am incredibly thankful for all of the support that I've had along my journey of modeling and with Renegade and everyone else. But with that being said, it is time to open a new chapter of my story, and I am so excited to announce that I am no longer a social media influencer. I deleted my TikTok way before TikTok got deleted or not deleted or whatever's going on with that. And I haven't been posting modeling stuff on social media. I've simply been posting stuff to help inspire others. I've been very intentional with what I'm posting nowadays. I've been focusing more on, making a difference in the world and actually being a philanthropist and actually helping people through their struggles and through their dreams and trying to actually be an inspiration and be a light, because I don't ever want to dim my light, and I don't ever want to see anyone else's light get dimmed, simply because the world is such a cruel place and we need kind people. So I made a vow to myself and to all of you that I'm going to start being the authentic, raw Jeannie May. With that being said, this segment of Mondays with Maybay is called Disappointments. And don't get discouraged, okay? The reason I called it that is because a lot of times when we're faced with disappointments, we get so discouraged, right? We're like, how am I supposed to do anything with this? How am I supposed to grow? How am I supposed to, how is my life going to get better if I keep hitting roadblock after roadblock after roadblock? But a lot of the time, we don't sit and actually think about why we're hitting those roadblocks, right? We don't actually try to find the blessing in that disappointment. 90% of the time, it doesn't matter how certified you are. It doesn't matter how much training you take. It doesn't matter how focused you get on a certain outcome. See, me, for example, I wanted so badly to work in the medical field. And so I went to OIT, I got my Bachelor's of Health Administrations, and I was certified. I was well certified. I'd already been working at the hospital. I'd already made, I was already in. I made my way up through the chain of command, and I was ready to take over the surgery center. I was there. But when it came for promotion, I didn't get it. And I was like, what the heck? Why? I have the degree. I have the training. I've been putting in all these floor hours to know the process. I've been applying myself to everything possible so that I could be well equipped for it. Why didn't I get the promotion? And then again, I didn't get the promotion. And then again, I didn't get the promotion. And so I went in to see the superintendent, and I was like, what is going on? Like, I've been putting in all this training, and I've been applying myself, and I'm still not getting it. What is going on? And she was like, honestly, I don't know. I don't know. And instead of being furious, it clicked in my head that she didn't know because it wasn't her place to know. She didn't know because it was a God thing that was going on. God didn't want me in that position. And so I acted as a acting floor manager of a surgery center for a couple years. And when I had that conversation with her, it clicked, and I was like, I don't belong here. And so I left. I literally just left. And they offered me, money and everything to come back, and I was like, no, this is not where I belong. And I changed my direction. See, God pivoted me to a different direction. And, ended up getting married, tried that out for a little bit, did not go well, so I came back to Klamath. And then I went into construction. And I know that's a complete 180, but God works wonders when you allow him to work in your life. And I went from working in the medical field, thinking I had my life all figured out, had the man, had the job, had my beautiful son, and then the job fell through. And then the man fell through. My son, I still have my son. He's beautiful and chaotic, but he's mine. This is the little turd right here, but he's my little turd. But God pivoted my life in a direction that I didn't expect. See, I thought I had it all figured out. I thought my life was going according to my plan. I thought it was all working out beautifully. And then I moved down to San Diego. Things were going great. And then I had to come back. And when I came back, it was a huge disappointment. I thought I was a failure. I couldn't make it. It's just, you name it, I was thinking it, okay? I was miserable. I was so unhappy in my own head because I caused myself to be so unhappy. And then it was like in the middle of all that chaos that it clicked that I was meant to come back here. God wasn't done with this chapter in my life. And when you realize that God is putting you in a specific spot to work, beautiful things unfold. I went to go work at Bell Hardware as a project manager there for about 4 years. Started taking engineering classes because I wanted to be a structural engineer. And it was beautiful. The people that I was able to impact, the lives I was able to change, the growth that I experienced in myself just working a normal 9-to-5 job. It was so relaxing. It was so comforting. It was just so nice to be a part of something that I belonged in and felt like I belonged in. And so I lived that chapter in my life for about 5 years, and then God put it on my heart to help impact others in a different way. And so again, I picked up and I pivoted my life, and I just up and quit my job. I gave them notice, obviously, but I up and quit my job, and I switched complete direction. So I went from medical field to construction to working for myself. And that was the scariest time of my life because when I quit my job, I had no idea what I was going to be doing at all. I had absolutely no idea. And I took a couple months to myself, and I had this wonderful mentor who to this day is still a huge part of my life, at a much more personal level now. But when I met him, he really helped me kind of gather my thoughts, and he really helped me collect myself and really actually think about things that I wanted. And that meant something to me. But more than that, he made me think about how God can use me in that. And so then I started coaching. I started model coaching, Maybay. And it was just wonderful. It was so wonderful to be able to help women and men achieve their goal of, modeling, of acting, of just anything. It was so incredible. And then I became, a social media coach and just all that stuff. And that was a beautiful journey. Absolutely beautiful journey. And then it turned into public speaking, and just I grew so much from that because I was willing and able to apply myself. I was willing and able to allow God to work through me. And because of that, I met so many wonderful people. I met so many wonderful charities. I met so many wonderful, like-minded, strong, beautiful people that were allowing God to work through them. And I'm so thankful for that journey in my life. But I will say it also caused a lot of chaos because I started to doubt myself. I didn't have anyone to go to tell me what to do that day. I didn't have anyone that told me I was doing a good job. I didn't have anyone that constantly picked me up when I was falling down because I was so in my own head. And then I got into a really bad relationship. I thought it was great. He looked pretty on the outside, but on the inside, it was really chaotic, and it was really just turmoil and mentally very abusive for me. And that was someone that couldn't accept that my light was shining and tried to put a ceiling on me. And when I was around him, I could tell I made him feel small. And so I lowered myself to fit under his ceiling. And that was a really, really hard chapter of my life recently, because I didn't realize how much damage it did to me mentally. I didn't realize how much I shut God out. I didn't realize how much I told myself I needed to stop shining my light to make others around me comfortable. And it wasn't until this mentor that I spoke about earlier really started challenging me mentally again, and really started making me look at myself. And then I was trying to cope, and I was covering up all this pain from that really bad relationship and those bad experiences. I was covering up all that pain with drinking. But something I've learned is that no matter how much you try to push down all those feelings, they will start to boil up, and they will explode out of you eventually. And that was happening. It took about a year, but it was happening. And I started lashing out at people that I adored. I started lashing out at people that I absolutely love, that have been there for me, that have supported me, that have encouraged me. And I started hurting those people. And so through that, I really realized that I wasn't okay, and that I really needed help. And not only did I seek guidance through like a therapist and counseling and things like that, because first of all, it is totally okay to accept that you can't do things on your own. It is totally okay to ask for help, okay? That's what they're there for. They are there to help you. They are a resource to help you get better. So use your tools. If you're in a spot where you're like, oh, I know I'm not okay, but I'm so afraid to ask, or I don't want to be weak, just ask, okay? That's what they're there for. Let them help you. Let them help you. Yeah, that makes sense. But go to them. Let them be a resource for you. I can say, once I finally admitted I needed help, and I was willing to accept help, my life has done a complete 180 again. And I'm not going to say that I have it figured out, because I don't, right? I don't think any of us 100% do. But I do know that God is working through me. He re-inspired me to start Mondays with Maybe again. He re-inspired me to get close to him again. He's been calling me. He's been knocking on my door, and I've been opening it. And it's just been such a beautiful relationship that I've rekindled with God. And I've been going on walks, and I've been talking to him, and I've been actually loving my life again. I have that spark to wake up again. I have that excitement to get up and go to the gym and eat healthy and go experience life and go find something new to fall in love with every single day. And it's been so wonderful. So I want to encourage you, if you're in the middle of a disappointment right now, if you feel like nothing is going right for you, take a step back and say, okay, God, instead of why me, what do you want me to learn? What am I supposed to gain from this? Where do you want me to go? Use me. How are you going to use me, Lord? See, a lot of us don't realize the impact we have on others. And I am preaching to myself here because I get told all the time how inspirational I am and how much of an impact I make in others. I don't see that. If you guys saw or heard how I talk to myself in this dang head of mine, you would be amazed. I'm not like, yeah, girl, you got this. You go, girl. I'm like, why'd you even try? Why even bother? You're not going to be good at that. They'd probably be better off without you. These are things that are constantly going through my head. But God has reassured me that that's not the case. I am beautifully and wonderfully made in God. And there is no one else like me, just as there is no one else like you. And God can't impact people through other people the way he can impact them through you. Each one of us matter. You have a purpose here. You woke up with breath in your lungs. You were watching this podcast for a reason, okay? You have a purpose. God is not done with you yet. And so I want to encourage you, if you're in the middle of a disappointment, and if you feel like nothing in your life is going right, take a step back. Take a pause and just say, what am I supposed to gain from this, Lord? How am I going to use this to help others? And I know it's so scary sometimes because we don't see it all the time. But trust me, God has a purpose for you, okay? So turn that disappointment into a blessing. And something I want to challenge you to do today before I leave you is I want to encourage you to write a letter to yourself. I know that sounds weird. Trust me, I get it. But write a letter to yourself and highlight what you're proud of. Thank yourself. Thank yourself for not giving up. Thank yourself for being here today. Thank yourself for loving yourself through all the hard times. I wrote one this morning and I cried. I absolutely cried because it's incredible what we put ourselves through that we don't realize. I was putting myself through physical abuse, drinking myself away, not eating right, not going to the gym. Mentally, oh my Lord, I was just so mean to myself. Emotionally, I would look in the mirror and be like, ugh, ugh, and just girls mean, okay? I was so mean to myself. Now, today, I sat there and I wrote that letter. And the first thing I said was, thank you for not giving up. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for pushing through even when you didn't want to. Thank you for believing in yourself. Thank you for believing in God to guide you. Thank you for being such a wonderful mom to Bo. Thank you for being a blessing for so many others. Thank you for the love that you continuously give others and the light that continuously shines through you. If you wrote a letter to yourself, what would it say? What would you thank yourself for? That is my homework for you. I want you to actually write a letter. Don't just think about it. Write it out, okay? Because on those days when you're so hard on yourself and when life is going so wrong, you can look back at that letter and you can say, I did it. I made it. Because I know I'm going to. So with that being said, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching Mondays with Maybe. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you got something out of it. I promise it won't always be this chaotic. I've been moving and packing my office all day today, so I'm a little exhausted, but yeah. Please let me know in the comments, or you can message me directly. All my links are in my link tree on my main page on YouTube. Message me directly, whatever you need. Please let me know if you enjoyed this podcast and what I can do to improve it and how I can better serve you guys through it, because I want this to be a mental health podcast. I want this to be an inspirational podcast. I want this to be something that you look forward to tuning into every single week, that you get something out of every single week. And I need to know how I can do that best for you guys. So please, please, please let me know what you think, how I can help you further, how you can help me help you further. And thank you so much for being here today. I'm proud of you for tuning in. I am Jeannie May with Mondays with Maybe, and I am going to go to bed. So good night, sweet dreams. See you next week. Bye.